Have you ever had multiple needles stuck in you, whether it was for shots or IVs? Now imagine if that was all your life consisted of. This is what the life of an animal captured and used for experimentation is like. Experimentation on animals dates back to the 3rd and 4th BC. Since its beginnings, it has sparked many arguments about whether it should be legal or illegal. In the U.S., there are many regulations that have been put in place to help protect the animals, but these regulations are often overlooked. Also, regulations set in place are very limited about what protection they provide for animals that have become test subjects. Personally, I think experimentation on animals should be outlawed because it is inhumane and cruel. Testing on animals is not the only option. There are many other alternatives that can be taken to make these discoveries. Experimenting on animals is just inhumane and cruel. According to the Webster Dictionary, inhumane means not humane. This basically means lack of compassion, sympathy, or consideration for humans or animals. The Webster Dictionary also states that cruelty is disposing or inflicting pain or suffering and devoiding of the humane feeling. During testing, animals receive many different treatments or experiments which fall under these two adjectives. For example, in many medical trials conducted on animals receive many experimental drugs that come through multiple IV needles. Some of these drugs lead to death or detrimental health issues on these animals. Many people argue that testing on animals is the closest thing to testing on humans, but there are multiple anatomical and cellular differences between the two. Animals and humans differ in isoform composition, expression, and catalytic activities of drug metabolizing enzymes. To elaborate on the differences in the metabolic processes between the humans and animals, there was a study done on many different animals and humans. This study was conducted by 3 Italian scientists. They compared many different CYP metabolic enzymes and concluded that humans and animals are similar, but they are also very different. This difference can impact the results of many medical studies performed on these animals, such as how fast a certain antibiotic is processed throughout the body. They also concluded that there is different transporters in animals and human cells that carry these enzymes, which in turn affect the metabolic reactions in the test subjects. Another thing that can affect the outcome of a trial is the size and weight of the test subject. Many animals are used as test subjects. Most of the time they use rats, which are drastically different sizes than humans. The results in a medical trial can be affected by this drastic difference. There are many other test subject options for experimentation research than animals. For example, prokaryote cells are used as a model for molecular studies and genetic studies and cellular differentiation. Fungi are used as models for genetic studies, cardiac arrhythmia studies, and metabolic regulation studies. These are just as compatible to humans as animals are. Humans themselves can be experimented on too. They have many clinical trials to test the effectiveness of a drug, see how effective a drug truly is. For example, during the COVID-19 pandemic, many companies skipped animal testing when producing their new vaccine. This increased the output of the vaccine, which in turn helped to stop the spread of corona faster. This also shows scientists the possible side effects it has on humans and how it affects humans. There are many opposing arguments a person can have against my viewpoint. People can say that animal testing makes major discoveries, which is very true, but there are many other options, like I stated earlier in my speech, such as testing on actual humans or fungi or protists. Another opposing argument people can have, or people that have been stating is that animals have provided side effects to certain vaccines, which is also very true. But like I stated earlier, there are many people that have volunteered to be human test subjects for many vaccines, such as the COVID vaccine. These volunteers allow scientists to get a more accurate result than if they would have treated animals. People have also been known to argue that animals are the closest thing we have to human test subjects, which is incorrect. There are many anatomical and cellular differences between animals and humans. These are just a few of the argumentative points that can occur when speaking about whether animal experimentation should be legal. As you can see, there are many reasons why animals receive cruel treatment while being experimented on, but there are many different alternative options for experimenters to use. Animals and humans also have different anatomical makeups that affect their test results. There are many reasons why there needs to be a stop to animal testing. It should be outlawed to make a permanent stop to it. The only way we can change the harsh treatment of animals is if we as a society work together to make the change happen.